Hello, welcome everyone. So, hope everyone's doing well today. I had a little bit of free time after work, and I kind of just wanted to give a little showcase to what I've been working on. Let me make sure that my audio is working properly. Looks good, looks good. Oh, thank you, Morgan. Oh, I'd love to get more viewers in here just to showcase a little bit more of like the Doom mods I've worked on. And I want to give a little bit of updates too for live streaming stuff. So I actually have some good news, Morgan. Um, so in the next month or two, I will have my own studio room for streaming. So I'll be actually able to stream more consistently. I'll be able to have more stuff set up. I can like speak in full voice because like usually when it's nighttime, I kind of like gotta talk like this. I gotta talk a little quiet, but I'll actually be able to like chat and like talk at my normal like range and stuff. So that's gonna be like wonderful. I'm so looking forward to that. Um, but I've been working like a metric shit ton on this mod like off screen. Like the last stream I did, I went to bed and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like I was like, oh man, um, it's like I really want to work on some more ideas. It's like I got ideas, I got things I want to do. Like there's so much I just want to kind of like really work on and like just get fully implemented. So I did a lot of like the tedious stuff. Like I worked on action blocks, Rec, Axe Doomer, Zika, Merc, Adzi. Like all of them have been like wonderful. They've been helping me figure out ideas. They've been helping me learn the action blocks more. Merc has been an absolute chad with the music. Um, and then I've been working on a lot of the texture stuff. Like it's come a long way. The levels, I've been saving the levels. I've been saving, like that's the one thing I want to do the levels on a live stream. I may do a little bit today, but I kind of just want this to be like maybe like an hour long, hour and a half long, just to kind of like showcase like everything going on, what my ideas are, and just be like, hey, here's some pretty cool news. Um, for your Dark Agent mod, I've been thinking about that a lot as well. I've been actually refraining myself from playing it because, or like off stream, because I want to do it all like first reaction to seeing how different the enemies react and stuff like that. Because like there's actually like a good amount of stuff changed despite like the small like what people may be like it's like oh there's only like a few small things change. It actually changes like a lot of the gameplay. It really makes you have to rethink. It's almost makes you have to treat it like that SWAT game like Ready or Not. So I've been really excited to get back into that. I actually have started working on the thumbnail for that. I want to try to get it maybe um this weekend if Adzi doesn't have something on one of the 2 days, or I want to get it done sometime early in the next week. Because today we're going to be playing through Castle Crashers, and then we may have stuff planned later on in the weekend, or like Adzi's got stuff planned that I'm helping him with, or just general stuff. So, some of the big things I've done for the Goldeneye stuff so far, I've taken a few screenshots, and then I can also go through some of my older um, versions of the mod too to kind of show the updates and stuff like that. Let's see. Dark Agent mod has some bugs that need to be fixed, like decreasing a single player file to 3. Oh, okay. I'd say definitely let me know if you wanna take some time to work on that too. Let me know. I'm completely fine with waiting. If you want to make sure like all your bugs and stuff are tested. The one thing I noticed was just like oh what's it? Some of the pathing of the AI seemed a little funky in mission 1, but other than that, like it seemed for the most part pretty solid for me, at least for the levels I've played. I saw that. He was talking in your your little thread, right? In the I think it's the N64 Vault um Discord if I recall. Ooh, good to hear. I wish I knew more about Perfect Dark stuff to help. The Perfect Dark modding is like so much more complex and like time consuming, especially through like the editor, because I know you did like the hex editing, right? I'm glad that you have people that like are kind of like being able to really help out with that. Cause it's like I'm really excited. Cause it's like we need to see more like Perfect Dark mods and stuff like that. That sounds good. I really think like being able to be like, hey, look, a whole like not only is it like a tweaked difficulty, you were able to go in and add an extra difficulty like star to it. So it's like oh wow, like you can really tell like there's been some like actual like polish and work being done to this. Okay, I've not used VSC. So I'm really hoping that like with all the progress and like just stuff like that that we really start seeing more Perfect Dark stuff cuz like the all-in-one mod's really coming around um and just in general it seems like Perfect Dark's getting like a really big boom and stuff. I've actually been starting to work on a little mod myself, just a fun little campaign like basic kind of almost like the shotgun fun run because that was my first mod that I actually worked on before I really understood how the editor worked. Um, was getting all the enemies replaced with like shotguns, and like you'd start with the revolver, because I always thought that was like that'd be a pretty cool little challenge. And now that I understand the editor, I was able to actually like really go through and do that. So I've been kind of cleaning up some of my first mods that I was making. So I'll be excited to release that at some point too. But that mod you've done is like really cool. Like I really appreciate the fact that like there is a modding scene kind of like blooming with Perfect Dark again. Really cool. Going more into the Goldeneye Doom editing stuff, I wanted to get some screenshots of like some fun stuff. Like here here is if you take Doom Guy's face and just plaster it right onto Bond's model with no editing. It's kind of funny. I almost want to keep it in as a joke. I think I'm going to actually do this for the for the diabolical dogshit mod because that's just really funny. Working on the barrels currently. A lot of the texture stuff is in its own current version. It's not going to be in the version I show for the sole fact it's like it's very buggy and I didn't want to have it mix in with the mod in case it was like, oh no, I can't go back. So I'm using all this for test stuff. There's my first attempt on the barrel. So the barrel textures is very small. You would think it's kind of like wider. No, they're like 16 by 64, which gives you pretty much no room to work with. So essentially you see like how this is down this line to essentially like right here is like where it cuts off, and then it's like kind of like stretched a bit. So I kind of want to give it that same property, but I just got to go through and like edit it to make it kind of look more closer to the Doom barrel. See, we should make more mods of PD to motivate the spirit. Oh yeah, for sure. Um, something I really want to do is I want to do a fun little multiplayer challenge once too. Because I made a little joke one where it's like, oh, it's challenge 31 and it uses like weapons and the one map that's not used in any of the challenges. So I definitely got to get around and like finish those up, and then like gladly, like even if they're just small things, just the fact that it's like, hey, look, there is still love and there is still care for this little community, and there's like a positive outlook to like, hey, look, the modding scene can be as powerful. Because I don't know if you saw, but Dark Noon Dark Noon got kind of like shadow dropped to my knowledge on the N64 vault at like 2 a.m. Eastern Standard. I was like, oh man, it's like I was like I was wondering if that was ever gonna come out because it's like I know it's really hard to kind of like do a shit ton of stuff that they did. So I was actually quite impressed of how much they got done. I like the shotgun model a lot. I like that artistic like cell not cell shaded but almost like Borderlands-y style. I thought that was really cool. Um so I was really excited for that. Let me share this link in one more spot and then I'll fully dive into the rest of this. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So, here's some more texture stuff. I started working on this. I wanted to have it where like the ammo crates used like coloring, but it's unfortunately a little bit buggy to get like the actual like colors for the textures because they're 64 by 64, which is kind of rough because 64 by 64 or stuff around that size just you cannot do color. I think in Perfect Dark you can, but Goldeneye it's like no, it'll kind of corrupt the textures and it'll kind of just make it look kind of like poop shit. Um, so what I did instead is I have it grayscaled, and then I just based the coloring off of like the Doom coloring through the shaders. So I did that. Here's some texture work. I essentially expanded the I did the expanded, so like normally this is way smaller and I expanded it out. There's like the layers I've done to kind of like give it that real pop out. Here's my first attempt of the plasma gun. It's very crusty. I didn't realize they used 16 by 64, so that's how they get away with having it so smooth. So I actually am going to go back and redo it like that. Oh, really? I love that stupid little Easter egg. Like every time I love to show it off whenever it's like, oh look, my friend made this. Or like back in like back in like middle school. Oh yeah, here's an example of like the textures being corrupted. Like these are supposed to be colored in, they're supposed to be tan. I wanted to test to see how it is, and it comes out like this black and white, like very corrupted. That's what originally was gonna look like. So what I'll do is I'll just grayscale it and then I'll just shade it appropriately. There's the updated Doom shotgun model. It's looking really nice. I gotta pull up the credits for who made it. I have the whole credits list written down, but essentially somebody else made the model, and then I edited the model and I replaced almost all the textures. All the textures, or at least the shading. So let me go down through here. Famik for doing the shotgun model itself, and then Johnny Thunder for porting over the model. Um, we were looking through weapons, and like the Johnny Thunder's version of the double-barreled shotgun appeared, and I was like, oh shit, like that's really cool. It's like we're looking for one, and then we had reached out, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, um, I have like here's somebody else who has a shotgun that wasn't used for something. You can use it. So we got permission to use it, and it's like that's really cool. This super shotgun really like makes this whole experience like work so much better. Because like the auto shotgun was fine to kind of have, but it was like it was just lacking a little bit of like it's like oh yeah yeah sure that's a super shotgun. And I was thinking of just taking the model and then like combining it to make it to make it look like two auto shotguns taped together. Um, there's a few other things that are added inside here too. Like I got to replace this texture and then this texture as well. But Rec did a Datadyne Trooper model that I'm actually going to repurpose for Doom Guy. I'm going to replace all the textures for it. Carnivorous helped with the Sentry Turret model, and Rec gave me the permission to be able to use it. They're still trying to figure out if they can find the old action block or AVI file that allows it to continuously spin. That would be amazing. And then Merc with like the amazing music and stuff that he has ported over. I'm very excited to see how much further we can take this. So there's the rocket launcher. You only see like this little portion, but I got the whole thing worked on. Maybe I'll do some extra texturing for this, but I think it looks pretty fine on its own. So that's it for my small amount of screenshots. Yeah, I never got to really fully meet him. So I don't have the full knowledge of everything, but he's done some like amazing work from what I've seen. So now I'll kind of pop in. There's the test version I was working on. Here's the current version. Let me stop the music. And I'm going to full screen it. That way we can see it better. Let me know if the sound is too quiet at all. I can easily change that. So Merc's got the intro title for Doom 64 fully implemented. I've gone through and changed a lot of the text. So like there's still like obviously placeholders, or there's things I haven't changed around that probably aren't going to get changed for the sole fact it would just take a lot of time. So I've already done some of the cheat options. I've done them based off of like Doom's cheats. I changed DK mode to Pinky mode because that's kind of funny. I'm going to be changing around some of these weapons too, like some of these. And I'm going to base them off of other Doom-like games too. So like I'm going to have like, oh, what's the game called? It just got a re-release port by Night Dive. It's like that Outlaw game. I'm going to have like the Magnum for that and stuff like that. Let me throw on these real quick so I can go into a level. I'm just going to go into here. This level's not been edited at all yet, but this way I can just kind of like focus on showing off the weapons and such. My idea for this too is I kind of want it to like start off kind of normal. Like level 1's just going to be like, oh yeah, it's kind of just damn, and it's got a little bit extra stuff changed around, but the further you get into it, like the more that like changes, the more that it gets harder, stuff like that. I always kind of like that, like throwing the towel over your head, and then like it's like, oh wow, look, it's just kind of like a small mod, and it's like boom, it's like actually got like a lot of stuff changed. So like this still needs to be edited, stuff like that. But going in, currently there's 8 weapons. There's going to be 8 weapons in this that are going to be used throughout the campaign. Unless we figure out something that can be added for like let's say we find an action block to be able to make like something like the Unmaker. That would be sick. If I could get something like that, or like the BFG, I'll gladly implement it. But as it currently stands, what I've done is a lot of the weapons. Oh, you won't be able to see it in this. But a lot of the weapons, despite even if they don't show up, they're still going to be centered. For the sole fact, it's like, hey, I just want to play it with the normal weapons. Boom, I've made it that every weapon is exactly like the Doom aim. So, for this, I even have, let me pull up my full stat sheets too, because I actually made a stat sheet to keep track of this so I could properly balance it out. So, I've essentially done a little bit of creative liberties because as it currently stands, for my knowledge, some of the weapons are hard-coded to be able to like fire as fast as possible. So, what I've done instead of like, so let's say the pistol. I'd like the pistol to be able to fire like this, but because the Doom's engine, or not Doom, the Goldeneye's engine doesn't allow that, I can actually fire it as fast as I want. So I made it more inaccurate than the base Doom pistol. So like, let's say the base Doom pistol is like, I don't know, 25% inaccurate. This is 100% inaccurate. However, when you wait for your shots, it goes down to 50% accuracy, so it actually gets significantly more accurate. And if I can figure out a way to get it to go all the way accurate, I'm going to implement that. So I think that's my perfect workaround, because also with Doom, when you slow fire and you take your time firing, it's always 100% accurate on your first shot. So that's something I definitely want to get set up for that. Also, all the ammo goes directly from your ammo pool and not from a clip whatsoever. There is no reloading whatsoever at all, except for the super shotgun. You won't be able to see it here because it's infinite ammo, but it's a good, like, it's beautiful. It's perfect. So, like, the PP7 silence, you're not going to really see it, but I still made it that you can access it. I've done that for all the weapons. They have their own little special surprise in the campaign. I'm not going to leave them fully in the dust. Chain gun's still kind of the same. I made it more powerful. So the pistol is like 0.6 damage, where it's normally, I think, like 0.1 damage, I think, or 1 damage. It's now 0.6. So it's less powerful, because like in Doom, the pistol's terrible. This thing, I went from having a bullet speed of, I think, 12, or fire rate from 12 to 6, I think. So it's significantly faster. Because I thought it was already fast, and then I ran it through real hardware, and I was like, no, it's actually kind of really slow. So I've made it faster. It's only got a penetration of 1. It has no zoom in. And I think it's got like 28% inaccuracy. So it's pretty fairly balanced in all things considered. And then I'm going to be using the M16 for essentially like the UAC standard rifle. I'm actually going to be taking the object model and I'm going to be putting it over the pistol, so guards will react like they have the M16 in their hands. And I'm also going to be including this in some levels because, one, it was originally meant for Doom's like original beta. So I was like, that'd be cool to add in. That gives me an extra weapon. And two, it'll be one of the few weapons that can actually zoom in. So that'll be perfect. So how I balance it is, this one actually does more damage and it actually has bullet penetration. It'll be the only pistol ammo weapon that has bullet penetration, for the trade-off that it's slower. It's slower and it's slightly more inaccurate. I think that's a pretty good balance for that. There's the basic shotgun. You've all seen it. Got the shotgun reload sound in the shotgun too, which is like beautiful. Unfortunately, the shotgun also has the issue where you can fire it as fast as you want, essentially. You can cancel the animation, which sucks, but I'll find a way around it. If not, that's just going to be like one of Goldeneye's quirks. Now, the super shotgun. This thing's beautiful. I got this thing in like really well. You'll still see there's some edits that I need to do. Like, you can see parts of the weapon are clipping through the menus. That's perfectly fine. That's just easy. That's something for me to be able to look at when I play and be like, that's something I still need to edit. So I'm purposely leaving them kind of like that. Now, I was having a little bit of an issue for a hot minute. I don't know how this happened, but the super shotgun is now programmed to fire, well, in other levels. Each level has to be programmed for it. The super shotgun has been programmed now that it can use 2 bullets at once. So what it'll normally do is it'll fire, and it'll eat both bullets, and it'll reload. But for some reason, at some point, when I was editing the configurations, the super shotgun went back down to 1 bullet, and then it just kept eating the bullets. It would like it would pop up and it would pop down, pop up, pop down, pop up, pop down, and it was just like munching on my bullets. I'm like, what the hell happened? Turned out I just needed to change it back to 2. I don't know how it ended up going back to 1, but that's kind of funny. Also, I've replaced the reload sound with the Doom Super Shotgun reload sound, because it's going to be the only weapon in the game that actually has a reload function to it. There's the Magnum. I'm going to be doing some extra stuff with it. I'm going to be basing it off of that Western shooter. I think that's going to be really fun. I'll probably have this in like the extra levels or something like that. Now this one still not has been edited, but I did edit down the audio so it actually sounds properly now and fires at a proper fire rate. This one is the most powerful non-projectile weapon in the game. It does 2 damage, but it's more inaccurate and the ammo is very scarce. I did this for the fact that like there's going to need to be a difficulty spike. Or not essentially spike, but like raise throughout the campaign, where it's just like, okay, we're gonna need enemies that are not just doing like chain guns at you. So I think the laser is gonna be a pretty good alternative. I'm still gonna change. I'm in the works of changing around the muzzle flash and the bullet, like the bullet tracer, so it'll actually look like the Doom's plasma, and I'll also open up the menu to show you all the textures and stuff I've used for that too. The rocket launcher is still nice. I got it working a lot better. This is probably one of my most favorite ones in this because it also has the explosion sounds, which is, I love it. I'm also going to try to replace the explosions too with the Doom explosions. The problem is though, Doom's explosions are kind of tied to other models. Let's see if I can hit Adzi. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to kind of like touch up some of the explosion models, and I'm going to port them over to this. So I'm really excited for that. I still got to edit, or implement, it's already edited, but I got to implement the actual edited rockets into this. Let's see, when it comes to anything else for weapons, I think that's mostly it. Now, get rid of the cheats. I'll show you some of the stuff. E1M1 is quote-unquote finished. However, I have it currently set up that the level is designed on how I want it to, but we're still going to be putting in extra action blocks in it, and like health kits and ammo pickups and stuff like that. So it's completely ready, essentially. However, it still needs all of its assets. Also, this music is currently the title screen music for Doom 64. But I figured I'd put it here while we still work on some extra music, because we still got a bunch over. Enemies disappear after death. For this, it depends. Also, it's good seeing you, Rocker. I'm glad you joined. So, what I'm currently using is the footsteps patch. When you look at them, which is also an Adzi stream, so whenever you look at them, they kind of stay around forever. Which is why in, like, let's say Bunker 2, when Adzi's playing on real hardware, it gets really, like, clunky and, like, starts to, what's it called, lag a lot. It's because they're looking at them. I don't know exactly why they put that in the footsteps patch. However, if you look away and look back, they disappear. Unfortunately, that's something I can't fully change. But the footsteps patch is, like, so amazing that, like, this whole thing is possible because of it. Another big problem is right now, for some reason, they completely auto-fire the weapons. Like, you can kind of hear them both auto-firing that shit, like, rapidly. That's something I gotta go in and then just fully tweak at some point. So I've done the text. I've changed the text around as well, speaking of the old rifle. that's not supposed to be in here. I gotta go in and change the spawning guards and such like that to get rid of their KF7s, replace them with shotguns. So like I've got the pistol, the shotgun's been changed around like the text. And how I currently have it too is we were discussing, we are thinking about, it's like, oh, should we have it where like they carry over weapons, kind of like how Rec did his carryover mod, but it kind of would make it a little bit too overpowered. Like you just go in a runway and you just have a super shotgun off the bat. It's like, nah. So I'm gonna have it where it's like pistol started, and if I really want to have weapons like transferred over from previous levels, I'll probably just have you start with them maybe. We're also going to be implementing the action block to bring back the blood particles. So it's closer to Doom as well. And the big problem is right now is like the enemies can be accurate with them, but the problem is they're just not fully programmed yet. Like the ones with the chain guns, they are. And the ones with the lasers are programmed in to actually properly utilize them. However, like the shotgun and such still needs a little bit more tweaking just because of how the fire rate is implemented for this. Just because like you actually have to go in and change up the actual fire rate and spread and speed and such. So while the weapons you handle are programmed fine, the enemies also have to have it properly programmed too, unfortunately. Also, something really cool, at some point I really want to showcase is, I don't know if anyone has seen it, but there is a new netplay emulator out, and it's called Gopher 64. This thing's beautiful. At some point, I gotta showcase this thing. Like, it's one of the coolest emulators I've ever seen. Like, you download it, and you turn it on, and boom. Like, that's all you gotta do. There's no editing, there's no configuration stuff you gotta do. It just works right off the bat. And it's, like, perfect for casual multiplayer. Like, if you want to get a few beers with the boys, like, this emulator is, like, beautiful for that. Me and Adzi were playing Mortal Kombat 4 flawlessly at 60 FPS, and there was no input delay. It was genuinely impressive, considering me and him essentially live on the entire opposite sides of the planet, and there was barely, like, no input lag. Like, none at all. Genuinely impressive. So, at some point, I really want to showcase how that is. And it runs as well as like real hardware too. Like I was testing it, I was working on the mods and stuff, and I was running it through my console, and then I was running it through the emulator, and it was like there was no difference. So it was like any issues I had for the like our real hardware, like this one just picked up immediately, which is like beautiful. It makes it so much easier just to be able to test through that. And the next level I have edited, but I still gotta have like extra stuff in it and shit like that, is facility. So we do have Doom 1's song in here. I thought, because like facility really is kind of like the Doom 1, or like not Doom 1, episode or mission 1 of Goldeneye, because like it's the level everyone thinks of. It's the song that everyone thinks of. It's the level everyone thinks of. So it's like it's fitting to have like the Doom E1M1 Gates of Hell as the song. So these two levels I essentially have just like implemented in just so I can like go around, play, see how the enemies react to stuff. As well, I'll show off that I have some textures and such like that for the enemies. So they're not just going to look like the normal enemies. They're actually going to look and act like the guards and the imps and stuff like that from Doom, which is going to be amazing. But that's like a whole nother aspect of the mod, is like getting them fully programmed in, getting them fully working. We're actually looking to get the Archvile in here too, where he can like resuscitate enemies and such. We're actually looking to get that programmed in, which is going to be sick as hell. Also, currently I don't have it looped, so I could see how long the track plays out for. So I can actually go and do like a proper loop time. So now it'll be kind of silent, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on some more music. And then also every guard or every weapon will always have mostly pistol ammo. The shotguns will have shotgun ammo. Everything else except the plasma gun and rocket launcher will have pistol ammo. Very similar to how Doom has it. But I also made it to how Doom has it, where you get barely anything. So like you'll get like 5 bullets. And then also in here is where I implement the super shotgun. I still got to replace the model for that. There is unfortunately no model for the object model. So I'm going to try to wing it. I'm going to try to come up with something. I also made the super shotgun have penetration, which is beautiful. Because like the super shotgun in Doom, you deal so much damage that like you kill the enemies in like one pellet and then the rest of them go through them. So that's kind of my idea for the penetration. But this thing's beautiful. I think the normal shotgun does 1.6 damage per pellet to kind of really give off how powerful the shotgun is. And then the super shotgun will be oh my god! The super shotgun will be, I think, like 2.8 damage or something like that. Oh yeah, also I have extra shotgun in here. Always got to include a little secret there. It's like the most obvious secret spot. I love it. There we go. And then also, I'm going to show off some fun little stuff I have extra too. Because this hasn't been my only project. Oop, let me turn this off again. Because like I'm very like I constantly got to be doing other things. I got to constantly be doing multiple things at a time. So I actually have 2 joke mods in the works. And then I have this, and I was working on the Diabolical Dogshit mod, and I was working on some Perfect Dark mods. So I've just got a ton of stuff I've been working on non-stop. Oop, wrong item. And then I'll also show off the slappers too. So they actually use the punch and scrape sounds from Doom on top of them doing like the obvious like pain sounds they do. I'm also going to be texturing. You're not really going to be able to see it, but I want to do it anyway. I'm going to texture in like hair follicles on the model, so I can essentially just make it look more like it. If I could get it to look like a fist too, if I could do like the actual punch, I would love that. Like if I get the perfect dark punch maybe or something, that'd be cool. Hey, Hey, good to see you, Jace. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've been showing off some of the stuff. Dude, I did so much stuff off screen. And like it's unfortunate because it doesn't fully look like I did a bunch of stuff just because it's a bunch of action blocks and it's a bunch of small details. But I've been really holding off doing the actual big level stuff for streams. Yeah, so Morgan, I have music. I have music I'm playing after this because right now this E1 M1 does not loop, so I could see if it broke any instruments or not. So it will actually loop back to it. I know, right? I was like I gotta add like a lot more enemies and stuff like that. Right now the big problem is as well is they're not fully like the enemies that have the base stats and stuff, they have programmed in to work properly. But the actual guards that have like the edited weapons like the pistols and the shotgun, they don't fully work in the same way yet. I've gotten them to properly work with the M16 and the plasma gun and obviously like the rocket launcher. So, oh my god, yeah, like in fact like alarms are going to be amazing. Alarms are going to be fitting. So here's the super shotgun. If you've missed it, it takes 2 shots now and it does bullet penetration. I think it does like 2.8 damage. It's beautiful. This model has really pushed me to be like I want this to be like the best possible version of this mod. Because fun fact, that Doom mod that's on the N64 vault, I think is the first mod that I actually did, or not actually did, actually played when I first started getting into Goldeneye modding, like playing mods and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is cool, but it's like I kind of wish there was a little bit more. So now that I fully know how to do all this, it's come full circle. Like this is not only appreciation of like working with the editor, but this is my appreciation of like that Doom mod that was originally made. Also, this is the only shotgun or the only weapon in fact that has a reload. So I gave it the shotgun cocking sound. I'll even turn the music off so you can hear it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I love it. It's so good. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. Like with the shotgun too, you can even hear when you fire. It does the cock sound. It does the cocking animation sound, which is wonderful. That took a little bit to implement. That was a little bit of a doozy. Um, but something as well. Let's see. Appreciate Goldeneye-esque mods, but it's cool to have something different like Doom or something else. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially like I think this year has been like really unique for all the stuff that's coming out. Zika's making a bunch of cool shit. He currently has a like a COD Zombies mode in the works, which is really cool. The stuff that Axe Doomers worked on, the Twine maps from Rec, genuinely like such cool stuff. And I really hope like a lot of the stuff we're pushing for like really boosts like not only like be like, oh yeah, check out this stuff. On top of that, it's like maybe it will promote more people to be like, hey, look, the modding scene is like blooming. It's amazing. There's so much cool stuff. I want to join in. That's my big thing. That's my big thing for streaming stuff and doing mods. I want to showcase fun mods. I want to showcase small things. I want to show off like stuff like as a casual player. Like I speedrun. I used to speedrun Perfect Dark, but I purposely am picking like an N64 controller because I'm very casual with it. I haven't used an N64 controller as much as I've recently have in like over a decade. So I'm like, I want to showcase stuff for fun. I want to like take my time. I want to mess up. I want to like take things slow. I want to just really enjoy the effort that people put into these because like for example, I've put probably like a week's worth of time into this mod so far. And like you could probably just blow through this thing in like an hour. So for me, I really want to like take my time and show as much appreciation as I can for everything, all the mechanics, stuff for that like people do. Like that's my big thing. I want to be able to show like, hey, look, these mods can be played casually. These mods can be played for fun. They don't have to be always challenged. They don't always have to be like, "Oh, look, I beat this thing. Look how great and hard this mod is." It's like I want to show off the fun stuff. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. I'm doing pretty well. Dude, I appreciate you helping out with like the shotgun model and stuff. I'll have to show. I'll have to show you. Do I have the photo up? Um But that shotgun model has really, really brought together this mod. Like, I am so thankful. I have it purposely, like, you can kind of see that it's still, like, messed up in this, but I purposely have that so whenever I'm going through and editing, I know to go back and do this. But I've edited the super shotgun and a lot of other weapons to look very similar to Doom. Wreck helped out a lot. So when you fire the super shotgun, it takes 2 bullets. It actually takes 2 bullets. It's wonderful. This stuff has like really come together. And like yeah, like I came up with the idea for doing all this, but I would not be as far as I have without the community. Like the community that has helped and like come together and figured out action blocks and pulled stuff that they used to work on is like genuinely amazing. This mod would not be where it is without other people. And then I also have it updated too on the mod DB because I thought it was really cool to have the mod DB stuff. Let's see. Work meltdown might not. Oh my god, I feel that. Um, but I'll have that now. Also, I'll have every single credit for everyone that's helped out. I always have it on my Google Drive too. That's where all of my X Delta patches and stuff are. So I will have everything there too. I'll have stuff that's like documented, fun little stuff. I've fallen in love with doing Doom mods. Oh my god, yeah. I love the ability to have it like bob. And I didn't even have to do too much too. That's like the best thing. Maybe I'll tweak a little bit in the future to give it a little bit more bobbiness, but I kind of really like it. Hey, it's good seeing you, Madsy. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of a stream. I wanted to kind of like really showcase off the progress that was done and such like that. Also speaking of, the thing I wanted to get back to that I kept sidetracking. There's going to be a purpose for all of the Doom weapons. So like every level, like you saw where I like used the super shotgun to destroy these crates, every single level will have one secret normal Doom or normal Goldeneye weapon. Because I thought it was like it'd be really cool to have it implemented, and it's like I wanted to be able to showcase it's like, hey, look, there's fun little secrets in this. Cause like that's what Doom's about is finding secret weapons, finding secret stashes. So for this weapon, for this level, for example, we'll have the Uzi. So we'll have like the ZMG hidden in those crates. In Dam, it will be the Phantom. I didn't want to. Some weapons I'll have completely like something you would never see in the levels, and then some of them will be like, oh yeah, this level's iconic for having this. So I just want to have it like keep you on your toes, stuff like that. Um, like with the chain gun and such, going back to the action blocks and stuff. Like the fact that like we were able to get permission to use the chain gun, and Rex still been trying to find the AVI files and such like that for to see if they can get the spin. Even if I can't get it to spin, I think it's wonderful. I like what's it called? Um like I think it's like wonderful just the way it is. Also, let me check something. Is something not appearing? Let me know if somebody is chatting and it's not appearing. I gotta figure out why that is. But um yeah, it's come along so well so far. And then I'm gonna also change this around. It's gonna have a lot more guards. What I plan to do too is I plan on having like when you enter in, it'll be the introduction of imps. And with imps, they'll fire rockets at you. If I can get them to fire smaller rockets, almost like the Phoenix from Perfect Dark, I'd love to get that. But if not, I'm just gonna have them fire rocket launchers. I'm gonna have them very sparse, so it's not just like awful. Oh yeah, let me. Get him with the super shotgun. Beautiful. And then I'm also going to be fully texturing this model too. I just turned it green so I could see how it looks in cutscenes with that specific green. That's pretty much everything regarding. Oh my god, yeah. I love. Let me turn this off. I love the shotgun. Like the spread's perfect. The reload sounds perfect. The fire rate time is perfect. The fact it looks like I based it off the Doom 64's pumping too, because obviously that's not a thing you can do in Goldeneye, at least with like my ability. So I made it kind of like where it like comes fully back because like Doom 64 doesn't have the animation for that. So I really like how that's fully turned out. Um so now I gotta get around to doing the stream where I edit the levels and stuff like that. Because I essentially did all the boring stuff, or at least most of the boring stuff, off camera. Because it would have just been me like spending hours like editing like very tiny chips of stats and stuff like that, and that would have not been really interesting. I'm also going to have a new background for back behind here. I'm going to have new textures for this. I'm going to have Doom Guy here. I may replace the level icons with Doom related stuff. I'm going to have some big secrets for these two levels. I'm going to have something really big for this. Also this song, what's it called? Suspense? I think it's called Suspense. This I love this song in the editor, or not in the editor, in Goldeneye sound font. It's beautiful. Also, real quick, I'm going to take a really quick BRB so I can actually get a drink, because I've actually not grabbed a drink since I started recording, and I need to do that. So I'm going to throw up the BRB screen, and it'll be like 30 seconds. There we go. I am back now. Gotta find my controller. There we go. So, now that I've shown off, essentially, the, is my mic on? Okay, there we go. Now that I've shown off, essentially, the stuff with Doom, I'm going to exit out of this, and then I'm going to load up, some of the other little mods I've worked on, because, like, there's a lot of fun stuff I've been doing. And, like, my big thing is, I want to enjoy doing, like, fun little mods. They don't have to always be serious. They don't always have to be a challenge run. I like doing goofy shit. I like being able to be like, ha, that's really funny. That's a stupid idea. I'm going to make it. So, here is, gold. I present to you gold. Now, keep in mind, there's stuff I need to edit. I thought I could just do a one and done and make it easy. No, of course not. I gotta do some extra stuff. So some stuff is going to look kind of really funky. But this entire mod is just gold. Got a favorite color, Bond? Such a stupid idea, but I was like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, you have like the golden gun challenge, the golden shotgun, the golden club. How about just gold? How about we just make it gold? So, as it currently sits, every level is done. Every level is completely gold. I still got to go through all the models because, you know, there's a metric ton of models, so I got to go through that. But every weapon's been done. Almost every guard's outfits have been done. It just requires the face models and then like a bunch of stupid little objects. Dam's obviously going to be like the one that's most complete just so I can showcase it. But I'm even going to go in and edit the textures for the ammo to be gold as well. And then also the cursor. There is, of course there is. I gotta go in and do some extra changes because, like, for some reason these gates fully transparent. Don't know why. Gotta figure that out. I really gotta figure out something with Cradle. At the very moment, I do not want to show off Cradle whatsoever, and it's kind of keeping me from releasing it because Cradle has a lot of Z fighting with the collision. So this is constantly kind of just like flashing black and gold. So I don't feel comfortable releasing that to like for people to play. If anything, I would just straight up make it that Cradle's not playable. But even the water's completely gold. But it's such a stupid idea. And it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Especially like after all the challenge run streams Adzy's been doing, it's like, you know what? Let's do some fun stuff. Let's get some like fun stuff out of the way. So even the hands gold. The menus are gold. What's another good one? Oh yeah. Surface. I gotta change it because now it kind of looks like Cheeto dust. But everything's gold. You ain't getting trees no more. Of gold. But yeah, I love it. I love doing this stupid stuff. Like, it's great. So, this entire mod, everything will be gold. Now, on real hardware, there is some issues. Specifically, Frigate. I thought this was kind of funny. Originally, I was like, oh, I'm just going to leave it like this. It's kind of really funny that everything's transparent. Why is it transparent? Who knows? I don't understand why Frigate's like this. But I then went to run it through real hardware, and everything that shows transparent, it's invisible. The entire map's invisible. Which, that would be a diabolical mod to do. Everything's invisible. I don't think that'd be beatable. Um, he loves gold. And for uh the title screen I'm gonna use for this is like, you know, the Bam Margera like jackass meme where it's like, hey Phil, what's your favorite color? And then like the entire house is painted blue, including the bananas. That's what I'm gonna do for the cover art for this. Hey Bond, got a favorite color? But this one's gonna take a little longer to come out because just the annoying bugs. Um, oh yeah, and this menu's completely bright red. I'm not gonna show it here on real hardware because it's genuinely so bright, and I do not want to do that to y'all. I may get a screenshot at some point and post in Adzy's Discord to kind of show it off, but it's genuinely like eye-piercing bright. Also something interesting is Aztec refused to turn gold, but I kind of like it because it's kind of like a like a peachy like rose pink gold. So I'm like, you know what, that fits. Like, you know what, it checks out. It's close enough. So last level's the only level that has slightly different gold to it. Now, I did that. I worked on that. Now I'll go to the other mod that I started working on, which is really funny. This mod in particular, I put the least amount of time in. Um, which is, I think I put 2 hours in time into this so far. The other one I put about like 5 hours or something like that. Um, this one is the I still gotta figure out the name. I think figuring out the name's the hardest part of this whole thing. Um, so as you can notice, he's missing a gun. Uh, this one is it's either gonna be like Golden Slappers, Golden Chad, Gigabond, something like that. Because the backstory is one day Bond sat down for a whole day trying to mew, and he mewed so hard he turned to solid gold. And you'll see what I mean. So, because Bond is now solid gold, uh, he he's very immune to bullets, and he just absolutely just will smoke you. And then also, MI6 is like, well, you still gotta go in with a gun. So he still starts with a gun. He doesn't use it. He doesn't use it. He doesn't believe in guns. So here's what he does. I'm gonna turn the music off first off, so you can hear it better. I still gotta change the slap sound, but if I can get him to do it, just absolutely punts them across everything, like across the entire area. I still gotta figure out how to get the sounds to always sound, but it's Golden Slappers. This is not going to be really a challenge run. This is just a fun one. This is like purely a fun one. Like I've made it because you only have fists only. I made it that the weapons are significantly nerfed, so they don't deal as much damage. I'm probably going to change it a little bit. I'll probably like maybe increase their damage a little bit for some of the weapons. Maybe increase their accuracy too. So I think having the accuracy increase would actually be kind of important for this. Because you can kind of see they're very much missing. Um, but this was a fun little one I was working on during Adzy's last stream, I think it was. So this will probably be like one of the next ones that he works or that he plays through. Originally I wanted it to be the gold one, but it ended up not working that way. But I love the slap sound effects. It just launches them. I want to add one more slap sound effect. I tried using the Hotline Miami slap sound, and I'm like, I'm not quite happy with how that is. It's just a little, it's not as powerful as like the other ones. So, I'm gonna have that completely changed. And then also, I messed with the sky a little bit. It's like, because I was showing this to people, and like, it's like, did you change the sky? It's like, I don't remember it looking like that. So I've slightly changed the sky in every level just for people to be like, hey, was something changed here? So I've also got his hand is completely gold. However, he loses his ability to have gold the second you swap weapons, as you can see. So I thought that was a really funny workaround. It's like, oh yeah, he's got his gold, he's Giga Chad until he pulls out a gun. I was thinking of doing like a one punch sound too. I gotta see if any sort of sounds from there would get like a copyright. Also, I gotta remove the weapon pickup sound, because what happens is, because the other sounds are so like high quality, that pickup sound will completely interrupt that sound. That's why sometimes you won't hear the sound if I pick up the weapon as I hit them. Like that. So I gotta figure that out. But like this mod's like so easy to work on. Like I had a good chuckle doing this. And then I've actually even went through and played through almost every level so far, and they're beatable. Any level that would be kind of like, hey, there's a little bit of an issue, I went in and fixed around. I removed the sentry turrets, just because it's like, you're not going to be able to reach the sentry turrets whatsoever. Maybe I'll have, like, what I do instead is I replace them with more enemies. I launched them directly into the explosion. Oh my god. Also, Bond is still very weak to grenades. That's his one downside. Is gold cannot survive explosions, and neither can Bond. So, not enough McSmith. Zika, I was thinking of putting the Dark Knight as the camera icon today on my overlay, but I decided to do the Giga Chad Bond instead. And I have it as well. That's like, you can. Oh, he's shooting from in there. You don't have to worry fully about. So, Rocker, I have a workaround. So anything that you need to destroy, originally I was like, oh, maybe I should have it where it's like you can destroy it with the slappers, but I'd have to actually go in and do every single object to be able to do the break stuff with the fists. And then I just kind of was like, oh, maybe if I just give him like remote mines. Oh, that will work. Also, Zika, yeah, it's a golden hand. He's Giga Chad. He was mewing too hard. He turned solid gold. Also, check this out. The second you pull out a different weapon, he loses his ability to be gold. So I thought that was funny. He loses his Giga Chad status. So I removed turrets here, but I gave them more guards. The most annoying thing is you just get bounced around a lot. So that's more of the challenge of like getting bounced around and like beat up. Also doesn't help, I'm terrible with the controller. I'm gonna get you. Your time is up. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, so they can grab weapons, but Bond's too much of a Giga Chad to use weapons. You know, you saw the new box art for the latest Bond game. He doesn't use weapons anymore. So why would he? They're all broken. They don't work. This new Bond, he don't use weapons. All he uses is his fist. Get out of here. Alright, Jaws, I'm coming for you. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I have that, and then I was working a little bit more on the Diabolical Dogshit one, and then I actually have some stuff for Perfect Dark I'm working on too. I may show it a little bit. Dude, you should. I'm gonna load up Cradle for you. You gotta see Cradle. That shit had me like geeking. Yeah, so I actually programmed the laser to have ammo, which it can't use. So get the body armor first. Also, I had to do it. I had to do it for Brandon. I had to get the red background, the red sky. Goodbye. He made it all the way down here. I'll give Trevelyan a little head start. He can run. I'll pick up this comically sized time mine. Get out of here. So I removed the turrets. I'll probably have more guards here and such. Hello there, Trevelyan. I've got a gift for you. Hey, Brandon, I was just talking about you. I made the Cradle Sky based off of your mod. Alright, come here, Trevelyan. Where you going? Where you going? Come here. Oh, he didn't move. I had one time where he went all the way down to the end, and I slapped him. I slapped him off the thing, and he just went flying. Yeah. Trev didn't mew hard enough. For England, James? No, for my TikTok algorithm. Yes, I have, Brandon. It's very fun. But there he goes. Man, I wish I knew how to code for the helicopter. I'd love if like the helicopter just like sunk. Just like went downwards instead of up. He's too heavy. Now there's some things that it's like oh man, how would you kind of like tackle like train, for example. Also, let me turn the music back on. Let me just there we go. I'll actually just turn this music back on. Um but I have it it's like oh, what if there's levels that's like oh, like you need to have like this stuff, for example. Well, he still got his watch. So he could use that. I'm going to heavily reduce how much ammo you have for the watch. So you can't just, like, use that. But at the same time, it's like, you got the Giga Chad fist. Just use that. Ooh, I think a good name I was thinking of, too, is, like, you know the game God Hand? Just name the mod Bond Hand. Oh yeah, Brandon, I'll definitely try to see if I can get around to it. I thought the Surface 1 skybox was really cool. Like, I think that's your best skybox yet. That blue, it's so nice for that map. Let me get through these chuckle fucks. Get through them. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I want it to not be like a complete cakewalk, but I want it to just be fun. It's like it's already goofy. It's like yeah, maybe eventually I'll do like a regular slappers one where it's like an actual challenge. But for this I kind of just wanted to be like I just want to be fun. Plus this gives me a good idea on what I need to remove for the eventual like later actual slappers one. So it was kind of like it's like, oh yeah, what do we do to get around this? Oh, you know, they just put a booth there. I wanted to do a mine here, but the problem is it's just big enough to hit this. So maybe I'll try to figure out some way to implement the mine. I also thought it would be kind of funny to have where it's like you individually slap the things off, but then I realized it was going to be a lot more time consuming than what it should have been. Get out of here. Let's get out of here, Natalia. Oh, you're stuck behind there. Dang. Oh, yeah, for sure. I wanted to tell you, I'll give you a head start. She gone. The next day shipped her to the next level. Holy hell. I do like the Surface 2 one, Brandon. But I did add a little pieces of armor throughout the level too, just because you're constantly eating bullets. So I'm definitely going to do like multiple tiered difficulties for it. Because that's something I wanted to do with some of my other mods. Natalia got demolished. Something funny too is I couldn't figure out how. I got sick of dealing with the turrets because the turrets were just awful in this. So the turrets just gave up. They don't even appear. You immediately pass the objective. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna make a lot more guards here. I'm gonna put like a shit ton more guards in this whole area to kind of like compensate for the lack of turrets. Let's see, because currently I have edited like the actual levels edited. Well, I mean technically, damn. I think surface. Yeah, I think I did surface. I gave one remote mine. Usually two, just to be funny. Because Bond is me punch things man now. They just put the objectives, like the mines and stuff, right in front of the objectives, just to be funny. Bunker, I've given remote mines. Surface 2 has remote mines, or no, timed mines, because the remote mines for some reason are programmed to be timed mines in there, and you can only have one. Bunker's been changed. Depot's been slightly changed. The turret's removed, and you get remote mines. Train's been edited. Jungle's been edited. Control doesn't have all of the sentry turrets. There's still some I gotta get rid of. Um, Caverns has been edited, so you have remote mines. And then Cradle's been edited, the turrets have been removed, and then Aztec's been edited. There's more guards and the turrets are removed. But like, this one was kind of funny. I just did it in like mostly under an hour. And then I spent like half an hour kind of like tweaking stuff a bit, checking out how stuff works, stuff like that. So, that was a fun one. Also, Zika, did you see the gold mod? If not, I'll pop the gold mod back up for you real quick. I'm just have it on this small screen. And I'll move on to the perfect dark stuff. In case you haven't seen it, it's gold. You like golden like club? You like the funny golden rocket launchers? Well, how about what if it's just all gold? What if everything's gold? Gold. Alright, check this out. Menus, gold. Game, gold. Everything's gold. Dam's the most finished out of all of them. I've gotten most of the assets done. There's so many more assets. There's so many more models and stuff that you gotta go through and like turn gold that like I just need to really chip away at. This mod also ended up giving me some really nasty problems that I gotta kind of like go back and fix. I'll show them off briefly, but I straight up cannot show Cradle. Cradle is an epilepsy warning that I cannot show. So, essentially, yeah, like you see how like that's flashing. Imagine that like times 1,000. But yeah, everything's gold, and it kind of looks really cool. You kind of forget how dark Goldeneye is when everything's bright gold. The doors, for some reason, these doors are transparent for some reason when the gold filter's applied to them. Don't know why. Gotta look into that. So there's things I need to do, go look through and fix up. But something really funny I thought was like, I was gonna leave it until I played on real hardware. It's Frigate. For some reason, Frigate's entirely transparent. I don't know why. I was like, this is kind of really funny. I kind of dig it just being stupid like this. So, I was like, I'm just roll with it. Yeah, pretty much. Bond's touch. Scrooge McDuck's paradise. So, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny if it's like transparent. It fits with it just being a stupid mod. I loaded up on real hardware. Everything's invisible. I was like, I can't have it play like that. So I gotta go in and fix it. I was originally gonna leave it, but like it's actually impossible to beat because everything's invisible. I could actually show it on the Gopher emulator too, to show what it looks like because it's bad. It's really bad. But I wish it stayed transparent. Like it's so cool looking. So, got that. Most, like, every single level, except for some reason Caverns. I don't know why I missed Caverns, but I did. Every single level's been turned to gold. Half of almost all the assets are also gold. I was also thinking it'd be really funny if I took the sound font and then just took like the metallic chimes and then just made all like most of the instruments sound like that. But that's kind of like if I decide to go further with that. I still got to change the menus because on real hardware, this looks really bad. But that's essentially the gold mod. Yeah, you like golden slappers and stuff. Well, here's just gold. Oops, all gold. I had to relaunch the 1964. And some of the other stuff I was working on as well. I still need to do more of the Golden Phantoms one. I kind of just like gold, but gold. I got to work on the Phantoms one more. The entire premise of the Phantoms one is like the Phantom's the most underutilized weapon in the game. What if its gimmick for the Golden Phantoms mod is every single weapon's the Phantom, and you have to use all of them because they all use individual ammo. So that's my idea for that. Um, I was working a little bit more on the Golden Snipers one because ultimately, at the end of all this, I want to do one entire golden weapons mod where every single gold weapon I or somebody in the community has made gets put into one mod with their permission, of course. Um, and then you just look good luck playing through it. So it's like you get the golden clob from like um axe, and then you get your rocket launcher Zika, stuff like that. Just absolutely diabolical stuff. And it's just like good luck. Like absolutely good luck. Also, I gotta do something real quick. Let me turn the music back on. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be a wild mod. Oh my god. Make the golden gun as like fully automatic or some shit. The entire last level everyone has golden guns. But at that point that's also kind of like the golden club. So maybe I'll figure out something. I'll figure out something for it. Let me see if I can pull up my perfect dark ones I have worked on now. Oh my god, an entire enemy. Make like the Rareware logo also like the weapon or some shit. Okay, so where is my Perfect Dark Challenges ones? I don't remember what this one is. One I also have in the works too, which is kind of a silly one. Some of the mods I make, I don't intend for actual full playthroughs. My philosophy with them is like, here's a compilation of stupid little shit I made. Play with them for 5 minutes. And one of those mods is the airsoft mod. Essentially, they do the amount of damage of like taking an actual like BB gun pellet to like the knee or something, which is like nothing, and then giving them the actual real life proportions of ammo to their weapons. So like let's say the RCP-90 gets like 500 pellets. And then I edit the tracer effects as well to be green, and they also make the same sound as like an airsoft rifle going off. I think that'd be a really funny mod to have. Something that you load up for 5 minutes, be like, that's really silly, and then you turn it off. I do, Brandon. Let me see if I could find, where is my perfect dark stuff? Doom stuff. Oh yeah, also for Johnny, here is the super shotgun. I went through and I replaced most of the textures and the shading to give it that more classic Doom 2 look to it. I think it's turned out like so beautiful. This mod would not shine as hard without that model. I'm not sure, Brandon. I'll have to see at some point. There's the base shotgun, rocket launcher, crates. I gotta edit the crates still. Plasma gun. So much stuff. I've really fallen in love with doing this mod. And then for anyone tuning in now, um, I will be doing more streams because in the next month or two, I will have um an actual studio room for me. So I'll actually have my own room so I can stream at any time. I don't gotta worry about waking my spouse up. I don't gotta worry about it being like, oh man, it's too late, or like they're doing something, and it's like, oh man, I don't want to like impose and like start chatting and stuff like that while they're hanging out with people or like they're doing crafts and stuff. So I'm just so glad. So I can actually like stream more often because I've been holding back doing the levels so I can stream doing the levels so I can show like my thought processes and stuff like that. Something really cool too. At some point I want to show off for those tuning in too. If you haven't seen, there's a new NetPlay emulator called Gopher 64. This thing not only runs stuff on real hardware, like it's the closest to real hardware I've ever seen. It runs Mortal Kombat 4 flawlessly. It runs like so many games that shouldn't work on like emulator, works flawlessly, no problem. And not only that, the multiplayer works flawlessly. You don't need any sort of extra like files. Like Zika, you know how like you had to make an extra file thing for AQZ to be able to play with people online? Don't gotta do that on Gopher. Gopher's so easy. Oh my god, I gotta show it off. I gotta show off how easy Gopher is. Like I'll even showcase my mods because I'm actually using this now to show off the or not show off, to work on mods that I'm doing because it just works. It does have codes. It actually has cheat codes, Brandon. So let me open up, like, let's say, for example, I want to do Doom. Like, this thing, this emulator's so good that it's replaced me needing to use real hardware to test stuff, so I don't have to load it into my summer card. Like, it's that accurate. Let's see, let me go into Goldeneye Mods, in the works. Let me open up my Doom Reimagined again for this. Here we go. So, all you gotta do, boom, load it in. You can play it offline, and then you can play it online too. And I'll show off how easy the net play stuff is. Let me turn that off. So like, runs exactly like you would expect on console. You can even apply like a pretty decent CRT filter too. Like I was actually really impressed with how it is. Right now I have it upscaled ×2. That way, it actually kind of looks a little better. Oop, I gotta change the settings. I do not have that edited. Let's see. Upright. Normal ratio, anti-aliasing, turn that on. Oh yeah, also I've changed the text for the control styles too. There we go. So it actually like properly works, which is just amazing. I love it. Me and Adzi were playing Gopher the other night. We were playing Mortal Kombat 4 not only flawlessly, not only was the emulator playing it flawlessly, there was no audio skips whatsoever. There was no audio skips. There was no like problems whatsoever. And the best thing, there was barely any input lag. There was less input lag in Mortal Kombat 4 on Gopher than some of the matches I played on Mortal Kombat 10. This emulator is genuinely impressive. This one has like my full support. It's so good too. Like you don't have to do anything. I sent Adzi a version of this mod just to test out the multiplayer. Didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to edit a single thing or like set up anything for it. We just loaded up NetPlay, chose the ROM, hosted the match, and then joined. No issues. And it's really cool too, because if you really want, it shows everyone who has a match going on. So if you want to, like, let's say have just an open server for like Mario Party or something, You can just do that. Like, this is the quintessential, like, this is the one that you grab a beer with the boys and play like Mario Party with. This is what I'm going to be using to get like my brothers to play the net play. 'Cause it's like AQZ is wonderful, but like it's too complex for people who just want to come in and play like a casual like matches after not playing for like 20 years or something. Oh, wonderful. Um like this is going to be the one that's like perfect. It runs so well for anyone who just wants a simple net play emulator that just works. You want to relive how exactly how the N64 is, but with your bros, here you go. So, like, it's got my full support. I want to do a stream in the future where I play and show off the net play too, because I'll quickly show how simple the net play is too. So you got your controller configurations. The only real gripe I have is obviously this is brand new, so it's going to have new features. It's going to have stuff in the future. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Some of the problems is it's a little lacking when it comes to controller stuff. You can't change the sensitivity, at least to my knowledge, of the joysticks. Um, Essentially, you just go in. You can make a profile, which I just did a test one. It shows up your controllers and stuff. So I have my RAFnet. I go into configure input. Right now, the RAFnet doesn't fully work to my knowledge. I know they've been getting updates left and right. Um, but the most you can do is the dead zone percentages, your name, use direct. You want to use direct input for RAFnet, and then you start configuring your buttons, which is just like press A for A and stuff like that. Um, I definitely hope they add, which they probably will. With how amazing this emulator is, they're definitely going to be adding more stuff to it. Um, but I'd love to see a sensitivity percentage added to this. Some of the settings lack a little bit right now. Overclocking the N64 CPU, it doesn't fully speed it up to like 60 FPS AQZ levels. It kind of just makes it turn into like Looney Tunes slapstick, like everything's really fast. Um, you can change your resolution scales, you can apply filters, widescreen, such like that, disable the expansion pack, like all the basic stuff. Like everything that like somebody who just wants to come in and have a few beers and play with the bros, this is perfect. Like this is the quintessential settings and stuff that you'd want. It's got cheats too. You can select cheats, anything. Like it's just right here. Everything's perfect. You want to create a net play session? Go into here, edit your name, put in a password, put in your name, choose your server, which they've got a lot. They've got a lot of servers. And like these servers are accurate, like really nice too. Like I think I had 70 ping to California and Adzi had like 140. And we barely even felt it. You would select your ROM, you'd put that in, and then you create session. And then for joining, you just go in, enter your name, and then it'll appear right here. So it's like that's like perfect. So like that's like it's like wonderful. That's all you need. That's all you need to set up like a session, which is beautiful. And you can see other people in the world who have like their sessions started and such like that. And like if they have it like obviously they'll have a password, but like if they have it like oh open, feel free to join, you can just do that, which is like beautiful. So Gopher gets like my full recommendation. Like it's such an amazing emulator. Regarding anything else, oh wait, let me turn music back on. I think that's pretty much everything I have. I gotta find the Perfect Dark ones I worked on. Let's see. The ones for the Perfect Dark that I worked on, I told you, Brando, it was Surface 1. Um, the Perfect Dark ones are a lot more simpler. It's just like, oops all shotguns. It's like a shotgun fun run, in Perfect Dark's engine. It's something I always wanted to do, but and then I have like a Reaper challenge one, but they're kind of just more fun. They're a little more fun ones. But for like mods, that's pretty much all I've been working on. Um, and then with the update that I'll have my own platform, or not platform, my own studio to do stuff. I'm absolutely going to do like pump out a lot more mods and like showcases and streams. Trying to think if there's anything last second. I'm gonna do part 2 of Morgan's stream sometime soon. Today I'll be streaming with Adzi, with the Castle Crashers, and the mods I made for like the characters and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. And we have a ton of other stuff planned too. So essentially, whenever I finally get that studio, I'm gonna be streaming a lot. Outside of like, doing like work and such like that. So I'm gonna try to do around like either this time or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, so like 4 hours from now. I think they're gonna be my 2 time slots I'm going to try to aim for. And then there's other few games I want to do too. I want to do another DK64 randomizer. I want to do the Herald of Havoc stream because that game's genuinely amazing. I'm going to be doing a Doom mod, which is Golden Souls, and then I'm going to be doing a Doom roguelike, which is also really fun. So there's a ton of stuff coming up. I think that may do it for this stream. I got about like almost 2 hours in, more than I was expecting to do. But yeah, I genuinely have enjoyed. I may, Brandon. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what I can do. Maybe I'll do like 5 levels per stream or something like that. Get like a little bit out. Cause I know Adzi had a lot of fun with it, and it looks fun. So I'll definitely try to get some of that done. I'd say let me finish up everything I have on my current docket, which is like Shadows of the Empire, Herald of Havoc, DK64, Perfect Dark, Dark Agent, Perfect Dark All-in-One, the I think there's one other. I can't remember the other one. But let me get those finished up, and then I'll get around to that. I'll be using it on emulator, Brandon, so my Nintendo 64 doesn't explode. But I think that's going to be it for this little update stream. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. I genuinely do. It's been like an amazing time, kind of like getting to know everyone, getting to like work around everyone. One of my favorite things about joining this community and doing like the mods and like the wallpapers and such like that, has been working alongside everyone, getting to know people, getting to get people to be like, oh wow, like somebody's working on something, I also want to work on something. I love that. That is like one of my favorite things, being like a part of the community, is like the Doom mod. It got like Axe helping me with stuff. It's got Rec helping me with stuff. Johnny has helped me. Like there's so many people that are like just like so like chill and down to earth and like helpful and like just love working on this stuff together. And then like Morgan's mod, I really think Morgan's mod is going to be pushing more people into being like, "Oh, there's mods being made. Let me make stuff too." Um Thank you, Zika. I'm definitely so excited. I'm excited for your stuff. You bring out that the stuff that you're working on, I'm streaming it. That shit is so cool. You have what some of the most creative stuff for like Goldeneye. It blows my mind on the stuff that you come up with. Oh, speaking of Morgan, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of Carrington Institute. Oh man, that one's gonna be nasty. I test ran that one, and I was using mouse at the time. So it was a lot easier, significantly easier. So, but it was like I picked up the Devastator and it had one round in it. And I'm like, you're shitting me. It's like no way. So that's gonna be scary. That's gonna be so scary to play through. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have your mod in three parts. Um, I'm gonna get through the middle chunk on the part two, and I'll get through the last chunk on part three. That way, if there's any bugs that you need updated in between those times, you have it, and that way there's more streams for this amazing mod. Hell, it got me into doing perfect dark mods. I gotta find them. I'll do another whenever I do the next stream stuff. I'll showcase the perfect dark stuff. It's not big. It's not like a really big thing. You just start with a magnum at every level, and everyone else has shotguns. That's essentially it. Um. Oh, I hope so, Morgan. The all the people that worked on it seem so like genuinely chill. I'd love to see like more stuff for that. I'd love to see the concept art for the weapons. That's my big thing. I would love to see like all the concept and stuff they had. But no, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Morgan. You've been helping push for me getting views and have been like helping like out with like chatting and stuff like that. Genuinely, it's made like this streaming stuff so much fun. It's made working alongside y'all so much fun. Like I'm so glad that I got into the whole community and getting to really learn and like understand and to like chat alongside y'all. But yeah, next stream, unless you send like, hey, I need a little bit more time. Next stream will be your mod Morgan. Um, and then I may do the part three after that, or I may do the editor again, and then I may do the part three after that. So I'll just figure out that then. It entirely depends on whenever I get the studio set up. So it's like, let's say I got the studio set up like, I don't know, tomorrow, which is not, it's not feasible. Um, then I would get it pumped out a lot earlier, but because right now it's like we still have like another month or two to our knowledge, um, we'll figure all that stuff out in post. Yeah, I agree. I really hope like some company kind of just like scoops up that project. That scoops it up and like actually does something with it, you know? Like like just anything. Like even if they were just like, "Oh, hey, by the way, here's just the stuff that they worked on. Here you go. Like here's like a little tech demo just to show something." Even if it was just a YouTube video to be like, you know how like I don't know if you follow him, but Hyper, who did like the Titanfall weapons and like the Call of Duty stuff, like he would just upload like projects that he was working on that didn't get put into a game, or like just like the assets and stuff that he worked on for like Titanfall and Call of Duty and stuff like that. That would be really cool to see that appear online. I see you've been streaming a lot with Wolfman, Brandon. I'm really happy to see that you found somebody who enjoys streaming as much as you do. Y'all both seem like a wonderful combo. I've been tuning into him a little bit whenever I'm at work. I'll have it play on my headphones. Oh, for sure. God, imagine if like we got just like one or two like big old Rareware devs onto that project. Who knows how much they'd have to like redo or like pick up on, but like that would be so cool. Oh, for sure. God, I miss Infogrames. That's something I'd like love to stream some days. Driver 2, especially the PC port. Um, Man, I really hope something comes out because I know they're drip feeding little pieces of like here's a single image of concept art, or like here's the idea that we're gonna do it like episodic form. Um, I don't fully know how that episodic form would have turned out. I'd like to say it's like a positive thing, but like we don't just have like any of the information. It would have been really cool though to see what their actual design docs and stuff was. But like I think those people got like mistreated so hard by their company and like their people above them. And then also like like just they were just treated nasty in general. They deserve so much better. That's good to hear, Brandon. Oh, for sure. I really hope they do. Cause like the Perfect Dark cancellation still being in the talks, like on my like every time I open up my like news browser, I'm seeing Perfect Dark stuff, and my browser's not even like what's it called? Like setting the algorithm for like searching up Perfect Dark stuff. And it's like I still see it in like game journalist stuff. Isn't the Surface 2 skybox like bright green, Brandon? But oh yeah, I fully agree. I 100% agree. Microsoft's constantly doing terrible things to their people and to their fan base too. In fact, Rareware hasn't had a like an actual solid game outside of like one or two for like 20 some years is like so sad. It is, Brandon. I love that Surface 1 skybox. It's really good. Let me throw this on for just for some background while I chat a little bit. This is the issue 9 mod. So I can stay a little longer and kind of chat. I enjoy chatting with y'all. Um, okay, let me add music. Um, but oh my god, it would be so wonderful if we got something. It's like if, and it's like the Rareware devs are so burnt out, like they get burned time and time again, which is so sad. It's like wasn't didn't Mr. Doke like work on like Time Splitters, like the Time Splitters like remake or like remaster or something, and they just completely burned him on it? Like that poor man. Like they've been some of like the most amazing devs, and like they've just gotten like shafted time and time again. I thought Nuts and Bolts was fun. I genuinely think if it didn't have Banjo-Kazooie's name tied to it, or like it had Banjo-Kazooie had more games, it wouldn't get the hate it did. Like I think if it had like a solid obviously Banjo 3, but if like it had a solid like more games to it, and it's like, oh hey, by the way, this is the spin-off. This is an extra little fun one, instead of like, oh, here is what was supposed to be Banjo 3. Yeah, Brett's a real one. Brett's art is actually one of the key things that got me into like game design and like making concept art, because like you grow up and you see like all this high quality art and stuff like that, and you're like, man, like it's like you got to be like really like high quality to be able to do like a lot of this stuff. And then it's like I see like Brett and like the oh, what's his name? Oh, he's just on top of my head. He made he designed Donkey Kong. Kevin Bailey's. It's like you see their art and it's like very simplistic. It's very like doodly. And it's like man, you were able to turn like a simple doodle into like an entire character. And it was like you're so used to seeing as like a kid, like it's like, oh yeah, it's like it has to be like this high quality art. And it's just like, oh no, it's just gonna be like fun little doodles that turn into like actual projects. So they were a big inspiration for me. I was heartbroken when I heard about Brett. Oh, let me pull this out. I should have actually done for the crosshair. I should have done the beta crosshair. Now that I think about it. Um, but no, like genuinely like amazing developers and such like that were just like thrown to the side time and time again. Or it's like they make something really cool, but because it's not tied to Rareware, it gets kind of slapped on, which makes me sad because like there's so many cool little things that they work on still, especially like Platonics. Like I wasn't a fan of ukulele. Funny enough, my first experience with ukulele actually had a completely game-breaking bug. I'll see if I have the video clip at some point, but I was just walking around the main area, and then suddenly the camera just warped to the beginning of the area without me, and I couldn't do anything. You couldn't move the camera or anything like that, so I had to completely restart it. I do like the Jungle Skybox. I didn't have like a personal chat or anything like that. This is just like general like reach out on Twitter. But I did get to chat with Kevin Bailey's a little bit, and he seems like a genuinely cool dude. He was showing off some of the Perfect Dark concept art and stuff to me, and then he ended up showing it later on one of his live streams, which was really cool. I wish he had saved his live stream stuff, because it would have been really cool to have like more of those photos that he did share being able to be like seen. But maybe one day he'll do another showcase of them all. Oh, I didn't do that. I always forget to do that. But yeah, they like the Rareware team has like been a huge inspiration for like my design when it comes to like mods or like art and stuff like that. It's like it doesn't have to be perfect. It can it as long as it's fun. I always forget to do this one little thing, and I swear to God, if I accidentally launch it over the thing again. Back here. There we go. But yeah, I genuinely love everything like Rareware had done on like the N64 and such like that. There's even a lot of stuff about Perfect Dark Zero I like. Overall, Perfect Dark Zero is not a game I enjoy playing, but like I still think there's cool things about it. Oh my God, I forgot to do that. Oh well. Uh like that's a big thing too, is like a lot of people are like a game's either really good or really bad. And it's just like it can have good things and be bad overall, and it can be really good and have bad things overall. So like there is things about Perfect Dark Zero that I still appreciate that was done. I was like, here's a little secret. I can't remember if Adzi showed this off, but I have the automatic shotgun in here. And this thing's really powerful in the issue 9 mod. Okay. I think this is the last mod I worked on before I did the footsteps patch. This shotgun's wonderful. It's like a little mini nuke. Oops. Oh, for sure. Like, my big problem I always had too... Oh, it's locked. Where'd the keycard go? There it is. My big problem with Perfect Dark Zero was the fact that, like, a lot of the levels are, like, they're convoluted, but they're convoluted that, like, don't make sense. Like, especially whenever you first play through and it gives you just, like, the arrow pointers. Because I think you can turn them off. But, like, they're really hard to keep track of, especially since some of them have, like, timers on them. It's really hard to kind of, like, keep track of, like, where you're going because it's just so complicated. And it's not the fact it's complicated, it's the fact it's slow. I think that's the big problem. If it had, like, maybe a higher FOV or something like that, or, like, just a little bit faster, like, maybe, like, 5% faster, I think that game would be, like, so much more playable. I would love to see a remaster for Perfect Dark Zero. Because while it's nice to see remasters and like updates to like popular and beloved games, I think the bad games, or like the quote-unquote bad games, need the remasters more than the good games. So it's like if they went through and like just completely like, oh, fixed some stuff, fixed the music issues, fixed like just a bunch of stuff that like just didn't work or something like that, and like made it run on PC. Beautiful. I think that'd be like genuinely amazing. I think Perfect Dark Zero would like boost super high in like people's reviews. It's still got issues. It's still got issues, absolutely. That would just be forever tied to the game itself, like the story. But like I think it would be like an amazing remaster. Plus, at some point, I may have to go. I may have to give this mod I made a playthrough. That is correct, Brandon. I didn't play Perfect Dark Zero until 2012. I had a damaged copy of Perfect Dark Zero that I bought for 15 bucks when I was a kid that I just didn't have an Xbox 360 to play it on. And I was so enamored with that game. I spent an entire year just oogling over what wonders this game could possibly have, and then I played it and I was like, oh, okay. I thought the multiplayer is really cool. The multiplayer is like one of my favorite things. I love Urban. Urban's favorite map. I think it was like the 1x3 was like my favorite with Urban. Yeah, it's like it's hard to think about that, right? Like it's like it feels like it came way later, but it's like no, only 5 years. Happy birthday, Brandon. I know it's not today, but happy early birthday. Let me see if I could. Did I find Dr. Doke? I maybe just brain farting this. Nope, I did not. Um, but yeah, I oogled this thing for a year. Brandon, please don't ask that. That's personal information, buddy. Um, but um, I didn't get an Xbox 360 until a year later, and it was kind of like a beat up Xbox 360. It was a hand me down from somebody else, but I played that thing so much. I played that Xbox until it eventually died. Because I mostly played like Perfect Dark. It came with two other games. I think it was like Rainbow Six Siege, Vegas 3. I hear that game is really good. I think I still have it. I don't know why I never played it. I had it. I just never played it. And then I had COD 4, and COD 4 was beautiful. Oh man, that game was so cool. Because at that point, hey Brandon, don't say stuff like that, buddy. Um, but COD 4 blew me away when I first played through that. Because at the time I was like Perfect Dark on the N64 was the only. Ah shit. I didn't realize he didn't even talk. Um, at the time, oh man, brain fart. What was I even going on about? Um, oh yeah, at the time, Perfect Dark was the only game that I was like, this is like one of the best animated games. Like at this point, I had the PS2 and I had the Wii and I had the 360 and stuff like that, and I'm like, Perfect Dark still got like some of the best animations. Are they like the most detailed and stuff like that? No, not exactly. But for the time, Perfect Dark's reloads are so unbelievably impressive. It's unreal. Like they're so beautifully animated, and like the whole game's just beautiful to me. I was like, nothing really competes with this. And then COD came out, and I'm like, oh my god, like this game looks so good, and like the animations and such were like wonderful. And then I really started getting into more shooters and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man. So I was genuinely impressed with like how amazing COD 4 was. But I may finish up this level and then probably call it here. But it was a lot of fun, kind of just sitting around chatting, having fun. And then in about I still gotta work on some stuff too. In about 3 hours, I think, is when we have our stream with Castle Crashers too. So we'd definitely love to see all there. If anyone is interested in Castle Crashers at all, I actually have made some mods for Castle Crashers based off of Bond characters. I've done Dr. Doak. I did Adzy's model. I want to do a regular version of the Surface 2 Siberian Special Forces Guard, or just the Surface Siberian Special Forces. And then I have a Dwayne that I'm working on, and then I want to do some Perfect Dark ones. So if anyone's ever interested in them, I do have them in the works too. But the only time I ever played Castle Crashers was when I would go over friends' houses. They would be like, it's like, oh, what are we doing today? Oh, we're playing fucking Castle Crashers. It's like, oh, hell yeah. It was so much fun. Like, I think we were playing it on, like, the Xbox 360. Also, I'm definitely gonna die here. Ooh, that was a nice shot. Another good shot. Ooh, that turret's absolutely gonna get me. Oh, well. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. And we're definitely gonna have more multiplayer stuff in the future as well. So be absolutely sure to tune in for that. But genuinely, as I stated before, I appreciate everyone who tuned in. I appreciate everyone who's been been working alongside me with stuff and like being really cool. And I'll definitely be around more for stream stuff. But I hope y'all have a good rest of your morning, evening, night, wherever you're at. I hope you're all doing well. And I hope y'all take care. And bye bye.